Hi, Raleigh Fingers for La Mesa RV Center. When you buy a motorhome, price is important, but so is service. At the world's largest dealer, you'll find 50 service bays, a complete RV body shop, and the newly expanded parts and accessory store. Come in and meet Jim Bates, Service Director, and his team of professionals. From the service representatives to the technicians, you'll find a helpful attitude. Service is just as important as price. That's why more families buy their motorhome from La Mesa RV Center, Interstate 8 and Fletcher Parkway.
If you open a United account at United California Bank, they'll give you 0.5% off the regular interest rate on most personal loans. Save me a lot on my new van.
Thanks a million.
I took advantage of my United account when I bought my car.
Thanks a million.
And my truck.
Thanks a million.
And our camper.
Thanks a million.
You get it straight from UCB.
Thanks a million. UCB. Thanks a million.
You're welcome.
Some of us lucky devils really got sunburned today in this beautiful sunshiny weather. Let's find out what our high and low temperatures were today from our day's summary. The high in Yuma, 78, with a low this morning of 54. The sun set at 6:52 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:37. At Imperial, 79 for their high, 52 for the low this morning. 5:56 is when the sun set and will rise tomorrow morning in the Imperial Valley at 5:41. This low pressure center off the northwestern coast of the United States, with a cold front coming down through Nevada and California and then back out into the Pacific Ocean, is producing some rain and showers throughout northern California on up into the Pacific Northwest. 54 for the high today in Seattle. As it goes further to the east into the Rocky Mountains, the higher elevations, obviously, it's turning into snow. Some fairly mild temperatures in the western United States as we continue to have sunshiny weather. Here in the Yuma County and Imperial Valley areas, we were about 1 or 2 degrees above our seasonal normals. 56 in Salt Lake City, 40 in Denver as they get back down to some cooler temperatures. This low pressure center in Texas, with a cold front extending all the way up to the tip of Maine into another low pressure center, is really causing the biggest part of the weather in the country today, as they have rain and showers all along this frontal system, and then on up into the Great Lakes, some inland fog and other nasty weather that's associated with it. Down south, very nice weather today. Very warm and sunshiny, 88 down in Laredo, Texas, 79 in Atlanta, 80 and sunshiny and very nice in Miami Beach. On our regional map, very indicative of the kind of day we had today, was 76 in Parker, 80 in Blythe, 78 in Yuma, 79 in El Centro, 69 in San Diego, and 68 in Los Angeles. Phoenix had a 74, 56 up in Flagstaff, 67 in Winslow, and 72 in Tucson. Right now in Yuma, it's clear skies and 15 miles visibility. The temperature is 70 degrees, 48% humidity. Winds are from the south at 4, barometer at 29.98 and steady. At Imperial, it's 64 degrees, 56% humidity, northwest winds at 8. The barometer also at 29.98 and steady. The forecast for Yuma and vicinity: clear nights and sunny days through Saturday, with a slight warming trend. Low temps in the mid-50s, the high on Friday in the low 80s. Saturday, the upper 80s as we warm up considerably. The forecast for El Centro and vicinity: fair with sunny and warmer days through Saturday. Low temperatures tonight, 50 in the 50s, high Thursday in the low 80s. Again, agricultural winds in the Imperial Valley, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Spring has sprung upon us. We have some absolutely gorgeous weather. If you get a chance, get out and enjoy it. Be back with some more news in just a moment.
In his racing career, a champion greyhound can win $250,000. He's worth all the care he gets. See some of the richest dogs in the world racing now at Greyhound Park.
At your Safeway store, you're going to find the finest, most exciting variety of delicatessen meats you've ever seen. Take your pick from 58 Safeway brands and more than 130 varieties of national brands. You'll always find more of everything at Safeway. More quality, more everyday low prices, more money-saving specials, and more great eating ideas. Go Safeway! Safeway, Safeway!
Democratic candidate for governor Dave Moss was in Yuma today. News Center 13 asked Moss how he would handle the prison situation in Arizona if he were governor.
Inside part of the prison, I've talked to some of the prisoners, but it's tougher for a candidate to get in than the governor. I have some good ideas. I've talked to a lot of the guards. I think that the prison should be helping itself. I think prisoners should work. I do not think prisoners should put people out of work, however. I think the prisoners should help self-sustain themselves in prison. I agree with Mr. Babbitt on the amount of beds. No question of that. But I don't think it should be done that fast.
This is not a quiz. You don't have to take notes. But anyway, we want to know, is Henry Kissinger just another pretty face? Did he reach the peaks of diplomatic stardom because of his good looks? Possibly, and possibly not. In any case, Kissinger's face was the subject of a small, polite embarrassment at the State Department today. Richard Valeriani has the story.
This is the 7th floor of the State Department. A portrait of Dean Acheson is here. John Foster Dulles is here. Dean Rusk is here. William Rogers is here. But Henry Kissinger is not here. This portrait of Kissinger was supposed to be hung on the 7th floor, but his wife Nancy thought it had no vitality. His former personal secretary thought it failed to capture his personality, and the State Department curator said it lacked dynamism. And Kissinger said, with a touch of self-deprecating wit, "It's one of those things which just didn't work, like most of my foreign policy." What does the artist, Gardner Cox, think is wrong with the picture?
Well, I won't tell you. There's always, you can always see things you can change. There's never, the great thing is, you know, the basic rule is that it takes two people to paint a picture. You know it, of course, but one to paint it and one to hit him with the head with a hammer he's through. And I can think of little things here and there, but I didn't think of anything I could, basically, that I could change.
Do you think this portrait will ever hang in the State Department?
I don't imagine it will. I wouldn't hold your breath.
Another artist or two will now try to capture Henry Kissinger on canvas, but it may not be easy. As a former senior U.S. official speaking with a German accent said recently, it may be impossible to fulfill Kissinger's image of himself. Richard Valeriani, NBC News, at the State Department.
And finally this evening, some people who don't have the privilege of living in Massachusetts seem to think the residents of the Bay State are a little bit strange. For instance, the office of Alabama Senator James Allen described Massachusetts this week as a melting pot for neurotics, cranks, and other individuals with subnormal mentalities. The senator's office was responding to a letter from a Massachusetts woman scolding Allen for his vote on the Canal Treaty. Who knows? When asked, psychiatrist Peter Lawrence Gill, who runs a psychotherapy institute in Cambridge, Mass., said Allen's office could be right, adding that everybody here is crazy, except me. That's our news tonight. From all of us to all of you, have a very nice evening.
The next edition of News Center 13 tomorrow morning at 8:25 Mountain, 7:25 Pacific on KYEL TV. News Center 13 is a live production of the KYEL Television News Department.